Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Asher Dipprey, and today we're just going to be having a little talk with Stingr here. He can't
Hello.
show his face because that kind of adds to the mystery, so they say. So, yeah, we're just going to be talking about all the things that Stingr does on his channel, and I also
Yep.
do that on my channel, Dipprey Studios. The first question I want to ask you is for tips for kids and just young people who are trying to get started in the creation of digital art. What would you say are some big tips to help them be motivated and get started and get better at what they do?
Well, my first piece of advice is don't spend a lot of your time listening to advice, but at least when I started out, there was this part of I'll do it later, and then I jumped over some hurdle. I don't really know how to explain it, and it all just got easier from there. So, I mean, if you're starting out, I feel like that main focus should be just doing it, really. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
like
like
they
that would,
say, just do it.
yeah. I mean, obviously, it doesn't get simpler than that, but you also have to find the way that I'm saying it correctly. Um, I feel like that's a bit off-putting, but yeah, I think just do it. That
Yeah.
phrase, it doesn't get simpler than that. I mean, it is a cliche, but it is what it is.
But yeah, I think a big problem that I've had is as my videos have gotten better and better, there's a certain benchmark. So if I make a video that's not as good as they are on average, then I just like don't want to post it because I feel like it will make my channel messy, you know? I don't want it to clutter up that video feed of all these nice videos. I don't want to throw in a bad video. But like you're saying, I think it is good to just experiment and throw some content out there whether you know it's going to work or not.
Yeah. I got a question for you, if that's all right.
Yeah, what's your question?
How would you say would be the most effective way to balance schoolwork and, I mean, this whole creation and development for all the younger ones out there who are aspiring to do what we do?
I would say just whenever you do film, make sure you focus and throughout the day be thinking of ideas. Because what I'll do almost every night is I will set up my camera and my lights and I'll sit down and do audio test. And then I realize I don't have an idea for a video. Um, and I'll sit there just thinking, waiting for my camera battery to charge, but I never have an idea. And then soon enough it's midnight and I don't have anything done, so I go to bed and then I never get anything filmed. So I feel like it's good to just have an idea in your head before you even start filming or get anything set up at all.
And I feel another part about like just doing it is I know for a fact that a lot of people our age just, I mean, come on, we'd rather just watch YouTube or something
I
on hours
agree.
on end or
Yeah, I'll get
Netflix or whatever.
distracted. Peter McKinnon.
Yeah, and okay, and I feel like when you decide that I'm gonna stop doing this and I'm gonna go, make something with the time I have, and you open up whatever you're using to make, that opening up, after you do that, it just gets easier. So I feel like the hardest part is to just bring yourself to even do that. That's at least, I feel like, my problem.
Yeah, totally. Like what's some examples of one of the videos here on your channel that was just an experiment?
Sorry, just a what?
An experiment. So like just something that you didn't really know, it was
Okay.
just a new thing, but you decided to put it out there anyway and just do it.
My album. I mean, I hadn't
Oh
picked up
yeah,
music, and
music.
2020 was the first time I actually, took interest in
Yeah,
that,
I've been
and
trying to get into music.
I,
It's kind of confusing. What do you use, BandLab?
I guess that works.
Yeah,
and
I feel
even
like
Chrome.
something very interesting about your channel. It's just great your format, how you get people to challenge you to do stuff. The whole or you can't do that thing. Because you're getting ideas. Not like you don't have to think about it, but it definitely is an upside of that format that people can reach out to you and give you ideas. And second of all, it's just entertaining. And third of all, you get to reach out with your audience, like your Discord server where people can go and give you ideas and just hang out and talk about future videos and past videos. I just think it's cool how you engage with your audience like that.
Thanks. Yeah, your channel is really well put together as well. I mean, it's clean, it's organized, it looks
And
almost
so the
professional.
compliment battles begin.
Yes. Our battle will be legendary.
In the future, I don't know. I want to make like just a big channel where a whole bunch of creators like me, you. I don't know if you know who Wesley Peterson is or not. He's another cool filmmaker. He lives in
Okay.
Florida. But I want to make a channel where like we could post weekly if each of us just make a video once a month and we take turns uploading videos to that channel. Because 3 brains is better than 1, you know? You're not going to run out
It
of
is.
ideas. Some of us have
It really
drones,
is.
some of us have gimbals. So together, if we just try to come up with a filmmaking army, I feel like we could make a really cool channel.
I like that.
A big thing that I have trouble with too is just branding, like coming up with names. I can't ever do right.
Yeah.
Like, your name is just like a random name, right? Like, kind of.
I mean, no, actually, I at first my name was 101 based off some kid that I knew in second grade, and we were playing Minecraft, and that kid came up with that username, and I said, yes, I'm gonna use this name. And then it went from 101 to Rogue Viper to Rogue Scorpion. And then one day I decided the name Stingr really meant something.
I
But
agree. Like,
in the
I
word
don't
in
know.
the word Stinger, there was something missing about it, or actually something too much in it. So I dropped the E, and what do you know? It worked.
Yeah, I feel like Stinger is just a cool word. Because, like, out of all the random words that you could get called, I feel like Stinger is the most, like, personal one. But at least I feel comfortable just calling you Stinger instead of just saying your real
Mm,
name. Or
mm.
Stings, even with a Z at the end. I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one who ever says that.
Stings.
Stings. Yo, Stings. But yeah, Stinger, just that name it's just, it's strange how it actually kind of fits with that person. Especially since not a
Yeah.
lot of people know your real name in the first place, then that even links that word with you more.
Yeah, I feel like even if you're unsure about a name right now, but there's a little part inside of you that's saying, or something along the lines of, you have to do this. And even if that's a small part of you and it's an audible part of you, then use that name. That brand will grow on you, just like Stinger did for me.
Yeah, I just feel like my name isn't very catchy, like Dipprey Studios. That's my last name with studios at the end. Like
Mm,
Wesley recently, he changed his name from Wesley Productions to Wesley Peterson. Just his name. And I feel like once again it's very important to have a name that just kind of links into the person who owns the channel. It's linked with this
mm,
personality. And that's why I love watching Peter McKinnon and even Wesley. His videos are really nice just because he really puts his personality into the videos. I'm not watching the video to learn about 5 editing tips. I mean, that's great, but I like watching the video because Wesley's in it and he's actually entertaining to watch. Eventually, I think it would be nice to get a podcast together. Like I was saying with that other channel where like other people come, but just a podcast like that, just like a filmmaking podcast. You ever think about doing live
yeah.
streams in the future?
No, I've considered the idea, and I don't see a reason why not, actually. I
I know
really
it'd be
don't
pretty
see it.
fun. Like
Yeah.
if you get to know OBS, which is like what I'm doing right now, I'm just like live editing on OBS. That way I don't have to do a whole bunch of work in an editor later.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I've been using OBS like from the start. I took a long break though. But yeah, I'm getting back into it. The updates are great. And yeah, maybe live
uh,
streaming is
see,
indeed the
I
way to
haven't
go.
updated. I haven't updated. Maybe am I missing out? I just hit remind me later. I've missed like a year of updates. So yeah, I don't really use
Mhm.
OBS unless I'm actually doing like a long form show. So like this, like a podcast or just like a long commentary
Mhm.
video. I wouldn't really use OBS for that. I would just use
Mm.
like Premiere Pro or whatever because then you can get more complicated. But in something long form, I don't feel like people are watching it for the nice editing. They just want to listen to us talk and stuff.
Mm.
So, yeah, nice editing isn't super important. It is good to have some editing though, like fading in and out like this.
Actually, I will have to say that comment about editing is not that important. That I feel depends on your situation. Because if you're doing something
Yeah.
and your mindset is that of this is going to be so cool once I edit it, then yes, you need to stop filming and put your heart and soul into editing.
And it's really cool. Sometimes there is bad editing. Um, but there's a few channels, Mr. Beast, that can embrace this bad editing in it like the bad explosions that he does that are still on the green screen. It's
Mm.
comical. It's almost like he did it on purpose.
I mean, he did, but yeah, I do get your point.
Like it I feel like Mr. Beast was super good at editing would almost take away from his channel in a way because it's like they're still kids, you know, they're just kind of editing it on their phone, which they're obviously not,
Mhm.
but I mean they could be. You could edit a Mr. Beast video on an iPhone totally. Um but yeah, certain personalities like my friend Eli or Mr. Beast or even you a little bit. I'm not saying your editing's bad, but the
No,
the
I agree with
the
you.
jank in there, you can embrace it and kind of
Yeah.
make it seem better than without jank.
My goal is to give people a place where they can escape from reality for a while and try to have some humor, but also towards giving them something like a skill or some knowledge to take away. Because, I mean, if I just give people entertainment, how am I different from thousands of other channels on YouTube? But I do try and incorporate some humor along with giving them
Yeah.
knowledge to take.
Yeah, I feel like a humor break, so to say, is always a good thing in the middle of teaching. I mean, it's not like it's school. These people are voluntarily watching it, but you want to make your videos entertaining, not just to add watch time, but to get your viewers to come back. Like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. He's the guy who threw up all over his computer
Mm.
because he got mad at it or something. That just
That's a
randomly
new
popped in
one.
my head. Yeah. Um, but yeah, it's important to humor and personality too. You want inside jokes. Like I don't know if you watch Cinecom.net or not.
I've heard of that, yes.
But they have a lot of inside jokes, and if you're a longtime viewer, and you almost feel like you know these people. That's one thing that I try to get in my channel is I want people who are watching to feel like they know me. And then whenever I upload again, they'll come back and say, "Oh yeah, that's Asher. He posted again." So yeah, it's good to get your viewers to feel like they know you in a sense. All right, guys. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for all the
Yeah.
tips and the information you've shared, Stingr.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for this. It was great to be here. And with that, being said, I'm Stingr. Subscribe to Asher's channel. Subscribe to my channel if you want. The fact that you're viewing this counts. And other than that, we'll both see you in our next videos.
All right. Thank y'all for watching, guys. Peace.